I now want to transition to the portion of our program where we would tune in with Dr. Fisher, and we would recognize Dr. Fisher for his many contributions in Catholic-Jewish dialogue. I'm really glad to communicate for you tonight Rabbi James Rudin's thoughts about Dr. Fisher. He was very kind enough to share some of his thoughts about Dr. Fisher, and I thought that would be really important to do. Rabbi Jim is the co-founder of the Center for Catholic Jewish Studies, and Pope Francis recently gave him an award, which he was recognized for at St. Leo University a few weeks ago. This is what this is what Rabbi Jim Rudin wrote about Eugene Fisher, who's receiving this award tonight, which, by the way, is an award that we give to those who've made outstanding contributions in Catholic-Jewish relations. And the we give, is the scholarly board of the center, made up of senior-level people in the field of Catholic-Jewish relations. They'll nominate somebody for the award, and they go ahead and they vote and decide on it. Dr. Eugene Fisher, says Rabbi Rudin, was and remains an extraordinary pioneering human bridge between two of the world's great faith communities, Roman Catholics and Jews. It was my honor and privilege to be Gene's colleague and friend for decades as we labored together in the complex vineyard that is interreligious relations. When he began his career that we honor tonight, there were no programmatic roadmaps to follow, no time-tested flowcharts to study, no storied archives to read to guide Gene Fisher in his important work. Building positive, constructive Catholic-Jewish relations is not an ancient human endeavor. To use a very trite expression, Gene had very big shoes to fill when he succeeded the late, great Father Edward Flannery as the director of Catholic-Jewish relations for the National Conference of Catholic Bishops, headquartered in Washington, D.C. But Gene excelled in that significant position for several years. I am always interested in how people in leadership positions are judged by their peers. In the case of Gene Fisher, he is beloved, esteemed, respected, and admired for his magnificent record of achievement that continues to this day. The Eternal Light Award of the St. Leo University Center for Catholic Jewish Studies is a tangible symbol of his significant and historic contributions. I warmly salute Dr. Fisher, who has created an imperishable record of accomplishments. Dr. Fisher, we're glad that you can join us this evening on Zoom, and I hope that you can hear me right now. It's our honor. Gene, can you wave just to make sure that you can hear me right now? There we go, okay. It's like a key part of this. Gene,
Yes.
It's our honor to bestow upon you the Center for Catholic Jewish Studies Eternal Light Award. And the award says this, we shipped it to Gene ahead of time, for your lifelong commitment to the study of Jewish scriptures, Christian-Jewish relations, for your lifelong commitment to teaching thousands of students and promoting mutual understanding and respect between Christians and Jews throughout the world. Dr. Fisher, congratulations on this wonderful milestone.
Thank you. And here, this is the award here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. First, I want to congratulate Sir Rabbi James Rudin for his papal knighthood, or is it Rabbi Sir James? I'm not sure. I thank all of you in attendance personally and virtually for being here tonight. I want to deeply thank the Center for its important work over the years in promoting Catholic-Jewish relations, and for this honor, which acknowledges not only my own personal work, but that of so many others in Jewish-Catholic relations. Among many others, I will name, as in a very real sense, co-recipients of this award, my friends and colleagues such as Jim Rudin and Matt of both of St. Leo University, but others, Judith Banke, Rabbi Leon Klinicki and Father Jack Hodgkin of blessed memory, Sister Celia Deutsch and the Sisters of Science, and so many more in this country and around the world. I also want to thank the people of the Institute of Hebrew Studies at New York University, which accepted me into their group. I was, for 3 years, the only non-Jew in classrooms of Jews and Jewish professors, which was wonderful because after a while they kind of forgot that I wasn't Jewish and they would talk to me very Jewishly. And so I began to be able to speak New York Jewish. And also it gave me not only an academic, but a very real personal understanding of how Jews feel they're situated in the world, the dangers facing them, the opportunities open to them. It was a wonderful experience. So I came away being one of the few Catholics who knew Jewish in the sense of understanding the history and the terminology. We stood and stand on the shoulders of pioneers in the field, such as Abraham Joshua Heschel, Mark Tannenbaum, Ed Flannery of blessed memory, and George Higgins. All of us who took the Second Vatican Council Declaration, Nostra Aetate, which means literally in our time, but which many Jews translate, I think, much better as it's about time, have faced serious challenges over the years. I personally did in my position with the Bishops' Conference, such as the Auschwitz convent and all that had to do, and many, many others. For a time, I used to call my job with the bishops at the university, at the Bishops' Conference, the Crisis of the Month Club, and at times I would call it the Crisis of the Week Club. But together, Jews, Catholics, other Christians, and even Muslims have worked together and do work together to meet these challenges. The challenge is to make the world a better place for our religious colleagues and to make the world a better place for all those in need of help in various ways. We Jews and Christians need to work together to help those in need. The joint work, this true dialogue is not just words. True dialogue is saving deeds, working together toward our common goal of tikkun olam, the healing of the world, preparing it for the coming, for the return of the Messiah, the Messianic age, which both Jews and Catholics equally agree on will be a time of universal peace and justice. And we need to work together to prepare the way for that. This joint work, my joint work with others over the years, has led to historic statements by the U.S. Catholic Bishops' Conference, as has been mentioned, and by local, national, and world Jewish communities, and by the Holy See, which have changed for the better our relationship and hopes for the future. We have not solved all the problems, but one can say now that there is a glass half full, whereas before the Second Vatican Council, there wasn't even a glass. Clearly, anti-Semitism is still active in our society, and we see it on the rise. It is horrifying to see how easily anti-Semitism has reared its horrible head and how many people, sadly and tragically, seem to ignore it. So we need today to work together even harder to expose and oppose anti-Semitism. I'm encouraged by all of you in person and virtually at this important dialogue meeting, by leaders such as Matt and Jim Rubin, and by the students I have been fortunate enough to teach at St. Leo University, some of whom I presume are watching now. Again, many thanks. Toda Rabbah. May we continue to work together for a better world. Shalom, pax to all. Thank you for this. Amen.
Thank you very much, Gene, for your words of wisdom. And we really wish we could be together tonight, but we're still so glad that because of technology, we're able to see you win this very deserved award. I now want to close by offering the podium to a new person at the Center for Catholic Jewish Studies, who I'd like to introduce you to, Miss Sasha Bergstrasser, who is a former student of Eugene Fisher. And so I wanted to ask Sasha to come on up and close our program.
Oh, great. I'd love to meet her in person.
I know it feels awkward because I want to turn toward you. Can you see me if I turn this way, Dr. Fisher?
I can.
Yay! And it's
I
so
can.
it's so interesting to hear your words, because as I was preparing to write something to say to you, I realized that some of the words are actually going to mimic what you just stated. So I personally want to thank you. Are you looking at the back of my head right now, or are you looking at my face?
Yes, I'm looking at the back of your head.
Okay.
It's lovely.
So I'm going to look at the...
There we go. Hello.
I just can't see you, but now you can see me, so that's what's important.
Yes.
I really wanted to thank you personally, Dr. Fisher, not only from an academic realm, but more importantly for sharing your heart and passion toward the importance of tikkun olam, which you just recently used, a phrase you taught us in class, meaning for the repair or the healing of the world. The privilege I had of learning from you about the history and theology of Catholic-Jewish relations transformed my heart and mind and allowed me, most importantly, and I think I had heard in your reflections from each one of your hearts as you spoke, that allowed me to grow deeper in love with our God and for humanity, a love for humanity. You helped, Dr. Fisher, rekindle a fire in my heart that was placed almost 20 years ago about seeing unity among the people of God, because 20 years ago then, it was a burden in my heart because I saw how much we were divided as a people. Now, only 7 months later, after finishing my course with you and my graduate theology program, I stand joined with this amazing family at our St. Leo Center for Jewish Catholic Studies, and, of course, all of you. It's an answer to my prayer and my heart's cry, and I look forward to witnessing God's love spread across the earth as we work together to make this world a better place for everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. It's been a joy and an honor, and I know our family here at St. Leo and our center really looks forward to future conversations and dialogue where we can make a difference in this community and then spread out throughout the world. Thank you so much, Dr. Fisher, for everything you did in my life, and I know you're going to continue to do. Thank you, everyone.